Alright, let's see if it's working properly. It's been so long since I recorded the video. Alright, hello. To keep it short, this whole video is gonna be about the whole situation that is going on with the content that's been reviewed wrongly, and what pretty much I managed to gather in this few last years, I would say. Now, who am I? I am pretty much a nobody. I've tried to do some YouTube videos. I tried to be a YouTuber, but it didn't work out. And you know, considering how the maybe I'm just bad. I don't know. Maybe I cannot do it. I'm just too freaking lazy or just not funny enough. So pretty much to understand this whole video. To see why the system of YouTube works the way it works, we need to go back in time a little bit. Now, it all happened summer 2017. No, no editing. This is a serious video. All right, okay. Now, back in 2017, I wanted to change where I lived. I wanted to live alone, not renting a room as a student, of course, but to have like a flat studio like right now. And to do that, I needed to work, have a job, then a way to having more money in order to pay just the whole rent. So, as I mentioned, when I was trying to do YouTube, it was because I like to do videos and so on, record videos, but mostly I wanted YouTube to maybe in the future, back when I started, to be able to pay for the rent so that I can make videos, pay rent, be funny, have a happy life. Didn't work out. Well, shit happens. So I started searching new jobs, and so I landed pretty much on some websites like Gumtree, let's say. And I was browsing all those different job positions, and I came across something called as content reviewer. Now, we all know what content reviewer is, right? You have content reviewers on web pages, on Facebook, on pretty much Twitter, any other websites, and your job is pretty much to sit there on your laptop, browse and delete or reports what you think is not suitable for the website. That's great. Now, the one that I found, sorry, there's something going in the background. There's a fan or something. Shut the fuck up. Okay. So, the reason why I'm making this video, as I mentioned, is because I'm a nobody, but I have this like little gift that people say that when I talk to someone or anyone, to be honest, somehow I manage to get some informations that may be or may not be public. And for example, when I was having to struggle when I had like my motorcycle crash, I managed to get informations about the people that were my representatives, because I wasn't the one to cause the accident. I managed to get their name, surname, times of works, what day they're off, what day they are not. I even got their address from some other people that were working at the customer infoline, fucking call center. There we go, at the call center. And that's one of the examples. Now, why is this important? Is because to this, when I applied to this job, to the customer reviewer, it was 2017, and I don't want to go back too much into the history of YouTube. 2017 it was pretty much one of those years where YouTube started really falling down, or rather, was having problem with the content, with content reviewers, and we pretty much having things on the side that shouldn't be there, and they didn't know what to do. Now, after a bit of time, they came out with the same idea that Facebook had and so on, not using mostly computer AI reviewers, but also people. And pretty much what I was to confirm this. I was trying to find on Google something related to like content reviewer on YouTube. Right here you can see I was stupid browsing. Of course, nothing showed up. Now, let's see, maybe on Indeed. That's, I think, an international page. No, is it not? Anywho, yeah, but one thing that I found that was related to this whole thing of 2017 and the big like spike of people being content reviewers was, for example, one of those videos that some news outlets reported. For example, this one right here.
Well, YouTube is hiring more employees to help crack down on inappropriate videos on its site. Today, the company's CEO announced that by next year, they will have more than 10,000 people reviewing content. Recently, several companies pulled ads from the video sharing website after child abuse videos made it online. Over the past 6 months, YouTube...
10,000 people. Just like Markiplier said in the video yesterday, I think, 10,000 is not enough. Like, literally not enough people. There's way too much content being showed, being uploaded, and not enough people to review it. That's why, of course, the AI, the computer automatic review was implemented, right? Sure, but instead of making 10,000, they should be making way more. Now, of course, as it said,
safety teams have reviewed nearly 2 million videos for violent content.
Exactly. Now, how does this work? How is this all related to Markiplier, to Critical, to even Noble, one of the YouTubers I'm subscribed to and I watch for anime content, dorky videos? Well, it is related because YouTube promised to like employ those people. They have so many manual reviewers working 8 to 5 every day from Monday to Friday, and later I found out there was even like a support for people that were supposed to work like as a helper. That's how I can translate maybe. And their shift was pretty much decided on the spot. It's maybe morning, maybe during the night, maybe even the weekends. So yeah, I mean, for example, on the Google career page, to this day there is nothing related to like content reviewer. There's something related, like here we had, where is it? Here we had like a moderator and so on, but that's not what I am trying to prove. I'm strictly speaking of a job called content reviewer. Now, I need to mention that I live in Poland. Is Zuzanna Wojcicki Polish? It sounds like a Polish name and surname, but I haven't checked. You know what? Is Zuzanna Wojcicki Polish? Yes, she's Polish. Great. Conspiracy. There we go. We can do a conspiracy today. Okay, so Zuzanna Wojcicki. She's the CEO of YouTube. Most of you already know that. So I don't know how much that was her decision and so on. But the video is getting long already. I know that, but I need to give you like a background to all of this. Let's maybe just pile everything into one before I got to the juicy part, to like the bucket, the KFC bucket of the news. Now, 2017, I need a job. I found the job as a content reviewer for YouTube, as it turned out, because that wasn't mentioned in the ad on the website. As I applied to the job of content reviewer, I browsed the webpage of the company. Now, for legal reasons, I will not mention the complete name of the company. It starts with A. Company A had a lot of job positions as a content reviewer. There was a content reviewer with Italian, content reviewer with English, content reviewer with Turkish, Indian, and so on. So this whole company was pretty much based around the reviewing or manual reviewing on YouTube content. Seems great. So I applied, since I know Italian. I applied to the Italian fucking recruitation, and as it turned out later, they were really keen to hire me on the spot, which was kind of strange, I think, because I applied on, what was it, maybe like Tuesday, and the next day they already called me on the phone, the team leader or manager or representative, speaking to me in English about this job, how they wanted to hire me immediately, come to the job next week, and so on. So this was the point where I kind of started gathering passively this information about this company. So we start talking. She was pretty chill, as it turned out. She spoke to me in Italian, but she was she spoke to me in English, but she was Italian. However, there was this requirement so that you need to speak in English because most of the team is going to use that language to communicate. And later on, when you do your job, maybe with your team leader, you can use Italian or just focus on just using the Italian while watching the videos. So what I managed to gather from her, because she was really keen, she seemed to really like me for some reason. I don't know, it was weird. It pretty much ended up that she started talking about this job. I was starting to inquire about some things, how it works. In short, what I gathered was that it was related to YouTube. It was sponsored by Google, so it was sponsored by YouTube. So, money big, job requirements low, apparently, because all you needed to have was a language, English and another language, in like a, I don't know, C1 level, maybe B2, depends on, like, for example, if you ask a Polish person if he can speak Hindi, of course he's not gonna be as good with that language as he's gonna be good with I don't know, Russian or German and so on. So there were levels, of course. Considering I was born in Italy, I pretty much am a native speaker. So when they saw that, that's probably why they were so keen to have me, because I was pretty much someone they can use to the bone, grind them off, and then maybe put them as a team leader so they don't have any responsibility. I would have to do everything. I talked with her for like maybe 40 minutes. The informations, I forgot to write them down, but they are still fresh in my mind, is that you start as a content reviewer, you work pretty much 8 hours a day. You go to this company which was located, because this is another funny thing that happened later on. The company was located in the north of Krakow, so it was kind of far away from me, but still, using like some car, or my bike or whatever, I could get there in like 30 minutes, I suppose. Now the company, as I mentioned, was divided into teams, like here English, here Italian, here like some German or whatever. And as I were supposed to go to this work, I would go there like from Monday to Friday, 8 hours a week. I would just pretty much, from what she told me, I would just pretty much sit in a fucking chair like this, laid back, maybe some snacks. No, I think maybe not snacks. I don't think that was allowed. But I would be sitting like this, watching for 8 hours YouTube videos. There maybe were flagged, maybe someone reported, or maybe just random videos in Italian for 8 hours a day. And the pay was supposed to be pretty much double the lowest income here in Poland back in the days. So, dream job, right? Why didn't I go for it? Well, I didn't go for it simply because I was a student back in the days. I was searching for a part-time job, not a full-time job. And all of this, like, how do you call it, engagement from her disappeared pretty soon, as I mentioned that I cannot do a full job. But she was still, like, set on me, so I suppose maybe I can find it on my mail. If I correctly remember, she left me her number. She left me her email, her job, of course, number and email, not private. Then again, I don't know. I never called that number till like maybe 3 weeks ago. So yeah, let's see if maybe I can find it. Of course, I'm gonna have to blur this. Oh, there we go. See, I found the email. It's still even 2019 in January, Lipids. So maybe 2017 is where I was starting to search a job. I had a job actually. Yeah, I was working part-time in an H&M store, but that was just to have some money. Then I tried to move to this studio apartment, and I started searching a new job. Yeah, now it makes sense. It all works. So of course I have to blur a lot of things here. But after this whole call, after we spent 40 minutes talking, I got here this one nice email from, it's 2018. After, yeah, we were talking like from 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. I don't remember. Here is 16:08, 4 p.m. Good morning. Good morning. The fuck? Doesn't make sense though. Anyway, good morning. As agreed, here you can find all my detailed context. Have a nice day. Her name A. It's in a game. Talent acquisition specialist. That I think I can leave. And here is the company name. Here's the floor. Here's like the main Google building in Krakow, I suppose, back in the days. This is the place. Yeah, okay, everything is here. Here's the phone number. You can try and even call it, but I don't think when I tried to call it or send a message, I didn't have any reply, so it was just thrown away. It was just like a strictly business number. There's even an email. I tried to email here. Nothing. Why nothing? Why everything died? Well, that's because back when I tried to get into this job, everything seems nice and dandy. But as it later turned out, and if you're on YouTube for those last 3 years, you know that this manual content reviewer didn't really work out because they had to pay a lot, those people, because of the requirements, languages and so on. So on the market, this job is kind of like, a tad higher than like the minimal pay and so on. And for maybe because those people weren't good enough. And I'm trying to say the people that were working at YouTube. At the content reviewer position. As I mentioned, I spent 40 minutes talking with her, and I still haven't mentioned everything that I learned from her. We know now that you did need to have a language different than English in order to work there. The job wasn't really hard. You pretty much would sit, watch, report in some meetings, and that's it. And for me, I mean, since I'm a lazy fuck sometimes, that would be like beautiful. The main reason that I'm making this video is because I learned the reason why YouTube is in such a bad state when it comes to manual reviewers. We know that, for example, Markiplier got striked because of this fake violence. We know that Critical got striked because of that stupid video prank that wasn't real. We know that some other channels like, I don't know, Noble was strike back in like a few months ago for no reason too. There's a lot of YouTubers that struggle with this manual reviewer that fucks up every fucking time he can. But why? What's the reason? Why is he so bad at the job? Why is there this dislocations, as Markiplier said, that YouTube sometimes fights himself? The reason is because of those kind of jobs, like I mentioned now. Companies that are sponsored by Google recruit their own people. They are not strictly under Google, and they pretty much have their like own set of rules or requirements in order to work there. What I'm trying to say is that you can have, I don't freaking know, a Christian reviewer with I don't know, Italian, and he watches this video or flagged or reported or just to meet his daily quota. He watches this video, and there's like a joke about Jesus. I don't know, back in the days YouTubers were making display words with like Madonna, which is Saint Mary in English, Maria. Okay, so, for example, what was it? Madonna Beyblade, which doesn't mean anything bad, but someone being Christian would get offended and report this video for like some verbal abuse or spreading negativity or whatever the fuck they want to report it for. The same way, someone can report like, I don't know, a video about making fun about like Indian people making the funny accent just because he's Indian, and he gets offended, right? And technically, yes, it breaks some kind of like rules in YouTube, but it's not like a big violation that would require you to have a strike. Maybe like Markiplier got a warning. That would be good. Or just maybe tell them to take it off. But no, they would just immediately strike and bring all of this problem, all this drama. Keemstar is just wanking every time he fucking hears about some YouTube problems and so on. She mentioned, we go back to the woman I talked with. She mentioned that this is her own words. I'm not using my words. I'm just literally saying what she told me. Yeah, this job pretty much requires you to watch those videos, but of course, if you get bored, you can change jobs. You can go to like a content analyst or a marketing analyst, and you can go then back to watching videos once you get tired of that one. I'm trying to make sense now of this whole thing she said. So anyone that has the requirements can be a content reviewer, but at the same time, if you get bored, you can go to a different, job or position that is in the corporation. But at the same time, if someone is bored of that position, they can become content reviewers if they have the certain language, or maybe they learn the certain language to a degree in the meantime. God damn it, I'm starting to lose my voice. Whew. Now, what this means is that an old man, 50 years on his back, white hairs, pretty much thinking about what doing with his money, which son giving or grandson giving the money to. Someone which is old, doesn't have like, the young people humor or whatever. He can become a content reviewer and just review videos. You see the problem here, right? I'm not the only one. I think I'm talking a bit too loud. I need to check the audio level. Yeah, you see the problem right now is that an old man, let's say old man, of course, this is just like what I think, because when you think about like market analysts or content analysts or any like positions that have analyst in his name, you think about older people, right? Because you have to need a lot of experience, some degrees and so on. So it's not like you can become like someone that has to do with big lots of money in a young age. Maybe, of course, if you are talented, but we're talking about normal people here. So if this normal company worker, which was just, without life, suddenly becomes a content reviewer, it breaks the system. Because you have people that have nothing related to YouTube. You have people that have nothing related to humor, to what's the trend on YouTube. Like, I don't know. I don't have enough words to express what I'm trying to say here. Is that how can people that are clearly too old review things that they have nothing to do with? You see, for example, let's go to Noble. Yeah, that's a good example. I think he was striked because he showed some anime, some cartoons. Ugh, when I hear this fucking word, I get pissed off. When you see anime, there was like this girl in a swimsuit, and he was striked because of that, if I'm correct. Now, why was he striked? Because of partial nudity on a minor. Bitch, that's a fucking cartoon, that's a fucking drawing. But he was still striked. Of course, after a few like disputes and so on, it was cancelled. Of course, there was this outbreak on Twitter. Everyone was standing by him because it wasn't fair. Of course, it wasn't fair because an old man was reviewing this whole video, and he saw this swimsuit, this girl, and probably maybe Noble said something like perverted or maybe something like that. And anyway, you know, just his whole brain works differently for this kind of things. He was pretty much like, "But why is that? Back in my days, child would not wear this kind of things. I cannot allow that," or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a good voice actor. You know what I'm trying to say, though? That he was reviewing content that he didn't know what was even. If you ask him right now, what the fuck is an anime or what is a manga, he's pretty much gonna be speechless because he doesn't know. He just received the video and he had to review it. He saw some minors wearing skimpy clothes, maybe some under boobs or whatever showing, because sometimes anime tend to be erotic or ecchi, let's call it probably, and he just flagged it. And the same thing goes now with Markiplier and Critical, the whole fighting thing. We know that the guidelines don't allow violence, but there was staged, there wasn't any big violence, it was fake. Too bad that the person reviewing the video watches probably the video only once and then decides to flag it because someone which had a weak heart flagged it or reported it because it had violence. And at first look, yeah, it kind of did look like there was some violence, right? But when you strike someone, the person working should have, like, you know, some good reasons for striking it. And from what I checked on Twitter, apparently when Critical wrote to YouTube replied that no, everything is good. The strike is on because fuck you. Because fuck you. Because fuck the content creators. You know, we are all about money. You know, of course, I checked later on, it got resolved. Markiplier got the strike. Since Markiplier is like one of the biggest creators, most wholesome creators on YouTube, he has his own like agent or whatever that can speak to YouTube directly. So she still has to fight, like he said. But you know, whole point is that this is not how the system should work. This is not how content reviewers should operate. This is not how Susanna should be hiring people. Now, this is the conspiracy, of course. Susanna is Polish, and here in Poland you have this big corporation that had all those languages in the world. One corporation in Poland that would just accumulate all of those people here in Krakow or maybe in Warsaw. I think there was another like building, the HQ maybe. And you know, here from remote parts, not from America, right? Not from the country where the HQ of YouTube is. No, some countries far fucking away, like Poland, India, and so on. In those countries, they sponsor those corporations so they can recruit people and do this job that sounds pretty much like some shadow work, like, you know, from the background, so that no one notices, no one pays attention to it. Now we are going a bit into like the tinfoil hat, the conspiracies and so on. But you know, since Susanna is Polish, here in Poland, she made those companies work for her and so on and so on. She sponsored them, so you know they had the offices and so on. But here's the funny thing. Now you know the whole history. You know how pretty much anyone can review any videos in the language he knows, and pretty much he can strike them, and the video is gonna be striked because if you appeal, most likely the person that's striked is gonna go once again and watch the video, and if he still deems the video to be bad, it's still gonna be striked, like the video that Critical had. And unless there's like a big shitstorm and literally everything is on fire on the YouTube HQ, only then someone else, like the senior member or like the team leader or even someone else, maybe then this person is gonna check the video and actually see that, oh no, okay, it wasn't wrong, sorry, it was his fault, my employee is just fucking retarded, you know. I'm getting a bit mad, but you know, if I were to do YouTube and that would be my main income, I would be just mad, like even more mad than I am right now, because you know it doesn't seem fair. You know, just because someone has like a bad day, he strikes this fucking video and it will be striked for a lot of time unless someone big fucking replies. It doesn't make sense. For me, at least. I don't know, maybe you think this is a correct way of working. Like, no, it's not. It's fucking not. So, long story short, this is how YouTube works. You pretty much apply to this job. You, of course, not on the official website, but you apply to the job, and this kind lady will pay you money to review videos, but she won't care that much how you review them, or if what you deem is strike-worthy is actually strike-worthy. I mentioned that this company was here in Krakow, possibly even some other like second world, third world countries where they don't pay a lot, but you know have a lot of people who wants to work. So, you know, having, for example, not in a bad way, but having like, I don't know, an Indian or like an Indonesian person reviewing American content or British dark humor content, you know they're gonna strike that, because the cultural difference. There we go. This is the main issue. Cultural differences. Why is someone from Europe or from fucking France reviewing a video of a French YouTuber in America? Where his humor, his behavior, his actions, everything is different. I don't know. I don't freaking know. Now here's the even more juicy part about this whole company A, which I was trying to apply to. Now, as of recently, because of COVID, I lost my job. So I decided, hey, maybe I should try to apply to a company that can possibly make me work from home. Why not? I can review videos from home, can't I? So I tried to contact this whole agent, specialist, this lady A from company A, but I wasn't successful. Why? Well, because I don't know when, but the company disappeared, literally in thin air, and that's why I was thinking about this conspiracy of the content reviewers, because YouTube made sponsored these companies to work to review videos. But as soon as something bad happened, and 2018 and 2019 had a lot of shit happen to like videos being flagged and channels being deleted even, those companies disappeared. Those people employed disappeared. And why is that? Why? When? Why? What? I don't know what happens. I just tried to contact even the number, the mail. I even searched the company online. The company just evaporated. And here's my conspiracy that content reviewers are employed in some weird ass countries, for some weird ass money, and when something goes bad, this company just disappears. Now I think what happened with Critical, like the person that flagged his video, he is fucking gone. He's gone. He probably got fired immediately after this whole shit post happened, because he probably even went and flagged Markiplier right after. Possibly, I don't know. It's possible that it was the same person, and they are gone. Now, if a whole company fucks up and not a single person, like probably Arto did, oops, I need to blur the name of the company, like the company A did. I suppose that they just delete those companies and maybe create new ones with under another name, and that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. I started searching for the same job, but what it turns out, the company A uh, changed the name to company M. And what it turns out, Google fired the company on the content reviewer jobs because I applied once again. Right now, I passed the application test or whatever you call it. You know, if you're good enough with your language and so on, if you know what the job is about, there's a lot of tests that you need to pass before you can go to the job. And technically, I passed them, but the job didn't start because of COVID and so on. So I'm now waiting for the project to start. And okay, that's great. But I did dig into the company to see what's going on. So, Company A changed the name to Company M. As it turns out, the place where Company A was is still the same place where Company M now is, so they didn't even change places where the company was situated. And as it turns out, like maybe 40% of the people from this company that didn't get fired went to Company M. And they work there to similar positions as they used to do before. But here's the problem. They don't work anymore as content reviewers. From what I saw, there is not any position as content reviewer for YouTube. When I applied to content reviewer, it turns out, after I talked to them on the phone once again, it was for Google Ads. So, technically, you're still a content reviewer, but you now watch out for ads, or for there is even a position as a content analyst, which is the one that I got into, where I pretty much check out or modify ads for Italian clients, and you know, for whenever you search on Google, you have those ads pop out, and that's what I would be working with if we try to summarize it. But of course, nothing happened. I can always find another job and just tell them to fuck off. Everything can happen, especially now that I'm trying to push this video out and I am exposing myself to like the whole company. I hope this video doesn't get like deleted, or YouTube won't try, or Google won't try to silence me somehow. You know, the company still works. Although since the content reviewer on YouTube didn't work out, or maybe the people, as I mentioned, was probably not cultured enough, or maybe just they were pretty much stupid. I don't know. They got fired, the project got cancelled, and now they only work strictly on things they cannot fuck up that easily, which is Google Ads and search engine optimizations and business to business, like modifications of the ads or whatever that's called. I don't know. So yeah, I will try to cut the video because here it's showing me 40 minutes. I will maybe put like a timestamp at the start of the video if you want really to know the juicy part of how the content reviewer jobs at YouTube work. I don't know. I don't know what to say, because you know, I've tried to contact Keemstar and other YouTubers for 2 years maybe, and they just ignored me because I'm nobody. And of course I know that's kind of my fault, because I didn't build my YouTube channel and then I didn't speak out to my big audience. I'm making this video simply because I want all of those YouTubers to know the whole process behind how content reviewers on YouTube work. Whenever you get striked, it doesn't always mean that you're at fault. Now, of course, if you, I don't know, kill your cats or stab someone or whatever, of course that's not good content, right? But if you show some, I don't know, anime where there are swimsuits and so on, if you make some dark jokes, I mean, that doesn't seem like a worthy reason to cancel someone. And now, of course, because we are in 2020, everything is going to shit. There's this whole cancel culture, or whatever you're calling it. Everyone is trying to cancel everyone just so they get some joy from it. So if you say like the N-word once, or you even say 3 years back when you were a kid, you're already cancelled, right? So I don't know what to tell you. It's bullshit. It's bullshit how the system works and how nobody maybe, I don't know, maybe you guys, maybe some of you watching this video know, maybe someone of you actually works as a content reviewer for YouTube. So speak up, speak up. Say what you think is correct. Say what's happening at the company, how you're treated, or how you're working, or what's your concrete role is in the company, because we're all aware. Maybe even big YouTubers maybe know a lot of things that I don't know, but I don't think anyone came across this kind of information. You know, this because this juicy part, everyone can be a content reviewer. For me, that's fucked up, because that's not how it should be. And if Google is trying to actually save his platform, because YouTube is going downhill really fast, I'm still waiting for a day where some big investors create a website similar to YouTube, but without all those fucked up systems. And I don't even know, you know, I spent, my brain is done. I'm sweaty because I got way too many emotions into this video. However, remember, when you get a strike, don't always think it's your fault. What I'm trying to say is, if you have any if you're a big YouTuber, of course you have maybe like someone to speak to that works at YouTube. But if you don't, well, good luck. Good luck, because what I want to tell you is that you shouldn't worry. Speak up to bigger people like Keemstar or whatever, to Team YouTube on Twitter. Try to contact them and tell them to review your video, because most of the times it turns out that the video wasn't part of the problem. The person reviewing the video was part of the problem. And this is gonna continue, most likely, even after this video. Even if now somehow a revolution happens at YouTube, this is still gonna continue, because you're gonna have this stupid kid that doesn't like a certain YouTuber. Let's say not in that badly. Let's say, for example, you have a fan of KSI reporting a video of Jake Paul for no reason, simply because he doesn't like Jake Paul, and the person that reports the video is gonna multiply by, for example, I don't know, a few hundred thousands, even possibly, and the video is gonna be flagged, and someone working this at YouTube, at the content reviewer, not even at YouTube, at a company that is sponsored by YouTube or by Google, he's gonna review the video, and since so many people say, for example, that there is violence, and in fact Jake Paul, I don't know, fucking punches his friends for a joke, they're gonna flag the video, and the video is gonna be considered as a strike, possibly, if there are so many reports. And well, I wouldn't be mad if actually Jake Paul disappeared from the website. But you know what I'm trying to say. This was just a stupid example. YouTube needs to fix the way they try to employ those content creators. No one, for example, of the age above 50 should be able to review videos for of like people in their 20s. Just difference, cultural difference, humor differences, everything is just different, and it doesn't make sense that people like Critical or Markiplier get strike because of that, because someone doesn't pay too much attention to the video, or maybe doesn't do the research before flagging the video. It just fucks up creators. And makes me kind of sad, to be honest, because there were a lot of creators that I heard or I saw on Twitter crying their eyes out because their channel got deleted and they couldn't do anything about it. So, you know, take this video how you want. Maybe I can review this video later on, make it with more sense, because now I'm just talking everything, you know, here, there, up there, down there, and maybe there is not a bit of correlation in the facts. But as I said, what you need to take out of this video is that YouTube is just like Twitch. The moderators, the workers, don't work or don't do what they should be doing correctly. That's my take. I'm done. I hope I hope this video goes out into the world and people actually, you know, take notes and maybe speak to YouTube, like maybe H3H3. If you have fucking possibilities to speak to Susan, just fucking do it. I hope this just helps. I mean, 2 years. 2 years I've been getting all of these informations, and I suppose that maybe I should have talked about this earlier, a bit before, but shit happens what happens. At least now you know. Thank you for watching, and I don't know, good luck. That's all I can tell you. Good luck.